The Apple Car is here. Well, almost. It's going to be officially revealed in 2025, but today we are going to give you the most up-to-date idea of what it's going to look like. We are going to talk about the design, built-in FaceTime cameras, auto-revealing steering wheel, wireless charging, and many more interesting features. There are hundreds of Apple employees working on the upcoming vehicle that Apple refers to as Project Titan. Project Titan has been in the pipeline since 2014, and Apple has called this project on and off a million times, and it still has a long way to go. So far, one thing we do know for certain is that when you buy the car, you're going to get the car, but not the charger. Just joking. So, you may ask, of all the companies, why in the world would Apple want to make a car? Well, simply because of money. Apple is a $1 trillion company and has over $200 billion in cash, and most of this money comes from its best-selling product, the iPhone. iPhone makes up 54% of Apple's revenue and has helped Apple become the most valuable company in the world. As of now, the smartphone industry is valued at $500 billion, while the automobile industry is at $2.8 trillion, 6 times bigger than the smartphone industry. Apple has the money, staff, and technology to create an autonomous car, so why not do it? The top 2 priorities of the Apple Car will be revolutionary autonomous driving and security. By revolutionary autonomous driving, I mean that there is going to be nothing like this on the road. The Apple Car is said to have a Level 5 autonomous self-driving capability. To put that in perspective, Tesla's self-driving technology is only on Level 2. If you buy an Apple Car, you better not miss a payment, or the car might drive itself back to the dealer. Apple wants to take things so far that they want to include no steering wheel or pedals in the car, but it would likely have an emergency steering wheel that would be deployable like the one in the Audi Skysphere. Basically, the Audi Skysphere has a steering wheel that is hidden inside the cabin, and at the touch of a button, the car changes from an autonomous to a driving car. This lack of a steering wheel would have a lot of consequences on the car design because it would end up looking more like an autonomous shuttle than actually a driver-focused car. In fact, Apple has been looking to change the traditional car seat arrangement and instead make the seats face each other to create more of a social lounge. Some manufacturers like Mini have started experimenting with this social lounge setup in one of their concept cars, the Mini Urban Out. Going back to autonomous driving, we also know that Apple has officially received its autonomous testing permit from the DMV, or the Department of Motor Vehicles in California. Apple currently has more than 60 autonomous driving cars on the road, experimenting and testing. We don't go out looking for Apple cars on the road because Apple is currently using rented cars from Hertz with cameras and sensors, so they are not actual Apple cars. Just like a Tesla, the Apple Car will not have keys. Instead, your iPhone and Apple Watch will serve as keys. Obviously, the car will have deep integration with Apple's iOS through a dedicated Apple CarPlay. The Apple Car will have a sleek, minimalistic design with a huge panoramic roof that will completely illuminate the interior of the Apple Car with natural sunlight. The lights will be integrated into the body, so when they are off, you won't even see them. The car is rumored to support wireless charging, but this is unlikely because wireless charging is very aggressive on the battery, so it would not make sense to do that on a car given how expensive car batteries are. Looking at the interior, the Apple Car will have ultra-sleek, futuristic-looking seats facing each other. Behind the driver's seat, you can see there will be pedals and a place to hide the steering wheel. Our favorite feature is the huge screen that is on the door itself. You would be able to use it as a touchscreen powered by Apple CarPlay. You will be able to use most of your iOS apps and will have a FaceTime camera just in case you want to attend a meeting while commuting. The middle of the car will have a table with a huge screen that works like an iPad, but it will primarily be used to control the car using Apple CarPlay. Let's now talk about Apple CarPlay. According to Apple, CarPlay is available in over 98% of vehicles in the US, and 79% of car buyers in the US will only consider buying a car only if it has Apple CarPlay. So why is that? Simply, Apple CarPlay is a smarter and safer way of using your iPhone in the car. Until now, Apple CarPlay would only support basic functions like taking calls, changing music, and accessing maps. At the 2022 WWDC event, Apple announced its biggest Apple CarPlay upgrade yet. The new Apple CarPlay is not only about taking calls and interacting with apps. This upgraded version holds much more than that. The new Apple CarPlay will display things like RPMs, speed, temperature, fuel levels, reminders, and many more aspects of your car, displaying them on any type of screen the Apple way. To top it off, the new CarPlay is fully customizable. You can change the dial pattern, you can choose the layouts and background that you find most suitable, and it will feel just right. This shows you how serious Apple is about the vehicle business. Although Apple has the money and technology to make a car, there are a few challenges that Apple needs to overcome to make the Apple car a reality. Anyone can build a concept car and give it amazing features, but building a mass-market car company is very hard. It requires factories with specialized equipment, statutory compliances, and other government authorizations, and the car must pass safety measures of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. There are a lot of competitors in the vehicle industry, and Apple lacks experience in this field. According to a MacRumors article, Apple has hired 2 former Mercedes engineers and a former Mercedes-Benz research and development executive to join the company, likely as part of its effort to continue building its internal workforce as the development of Project Titan continues. As of early 2021, multiple sources have suggested that Apple has entered negotiations with well-known automotive electronics suppliers. Apple has also been rumored to be considering a partnership with Hyundai for manufacturing the Apple car in the US. Rumors suggest that Hyundai would be in charge of design and production for some Apple car components, and Hyundai Group affiliate Kia would provide the US production line for Apple cars. According to Bloomberg, Apple was upset that Hyundai confirmed that it was in talks with Apple, even though Hyundai eventually retracted and revised the statement. Despite all the rumors of an Apple-Hyundai-Kia partnership, Apple paused the talks and has also been discussing Apple car plans with other automobile manufacturers, like Porsche. In an interview, the Porsche CEO said that they've discussed exciting common projects with Apple just a few months ago. Despite all these rumors, Apple has yet to say a word about the Apple car. To power up the Apple car, Apple is already creating a mono-cell design that will bulk up the individual battery cells and free up some space inside the battery pack by removing pouches and modules that hold battery materials. This battery technology has been described as next level. They are also working on improving LiDAR sensors to make them much smaller and more affordable to use in their mass-market vehicles. So, overall, Apple is working on small details to make this car the best car to ever hit the road. If Apple makes a car, would you consider buying one? Let us know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, help us grow the channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.